So let's be real, because sometimes the hardest thing to hear is exactly what we kind of need most. And it's not always easy to face, but sometimes the truth can really shake us out of our comfort zones and really push us towards growth if we accept it. So this video is going to be a little harsh, and that's going to be okay, because I want you to feel that sometimes you do need to hear these, and these are kind of just the hard pills to swallow. Hi, and welcome back to Small Talk Sundays. If you don't know me yet, my name is Michelle. I'm a beauty entrepreneur and your YouTube girly talking all things beauty and business, so let's dive into it. And I'm gonna try to do this a little bit non-scripted because I have to kind of learn to kind of just use my own voice. So I kind of already picked the questions of these uncomfortable truths, and it's definitely things that you don't want to hear. And it's definitely things that maybe I've also gone through, so I'd like to share that experience with you. So there's always uncomfortable things that happen in life, and sometimes it's things that you don't want to hear. And it's definitely hard to kind of think about because you kind of wish that they didn't say that. Or I know some people have said a few things about me sometimes, and sometimes I just look at them and I'm like, do they have anything else to talk about besides me? Or is that just me revolving around them in their life? But it's also a compliment that they kind of do that, because it's wow, I feel so appreciated that I'm in your thought. But anyways, and my first uncomfortable truth is that not everybody is going to like you. I think that is very self-explanatory, because these people were never really meant to stay in your life, and trying to please everyone is so exhausting. I've seen some of my friends do it, and I'm like, why? Why do you need to get them to like you so much? Why is this person so important to you when sometimes they're really not? And I think at the end of the day, it's so much more important to be authentic and just to be true to yourself and just to figure out who you want to be and what you want to do in life, because other people's opinion don't really matter. And yeah, if they do have something to say, maybe take it with a grain of salt, or you can take it into criticism, because it's okay to have people not like you or dislike you or even hate you, actually, because they can just watch you at the sidelines, and it's not like they can do much about it but talk trash. And I think if you're a people pleaser, you definitely need to stop right now and focus on yourself and don't worry about them. Okay, and I kind of like this one, but it kind of hurts, but you are your own habit. And there's an obvious one here. It's you are what you eat, right? If you're eating a lot of processed food, a lot of junk food, a lot of things that are going into your body, you'll feel sluggish, you'll feel maybe a little bit overweight, or you'll feel so down. And there's definitely other habits too as well. If you are a person who doesn't want to go to work early, you're never going to get to work early, because that's just your habit that you've learned to do. But the fun thing about habits is that you can actually change them. And I really believe that anyone can change habits, no matter what you're doing or what the situation is. And the truth about habits is that you just have to be consistent. Yeah, there are times where you may not be consistent, but you have to get back on track in order for yourself to improve. And a good example is that if you want to be that 6 a.m. person, you can be that 6 a.m. person. No one is not going to tell you not to wake up early. You just have to kind of adjust things in your life in order for you to wake up at that time. For example, maybe sleeping maybe at 9 p.m. at night, or getting things done before you go to work, or maybe eating the right habits for you to go to bed. Whatever habits that you are lacking, you can always train yourself to be better. And I think this one, a lot of the older generation says it to the younger ones all the time. It's your time is limited, your YOLO phase. I remember using that phrase so much in high school. I don't think it's still a thing, but life is definitely short and tomorrow isn't promised. So if you have goals and you have big dreams, remember you can always start them whenever you want, and you can even start them now. Don't make an excuse for you not to do these things that you want to do, or to have an excuse and blame it on someone. But sometimes you just have to figure it out, dabble yourself into it, and get it done and do it on your own. And you honestly really can't wait for somebody to come just knocking on your door, hoping for you to get up and just letting them do it for you. So take initiative and start on the projects that you want to create, or start work on yourself on who you want to be. And this one kind of follows the first one, which is that not everybody is going to support you. And definitely from my experience, because I ended up quitting my 9-to-5 job and I started a business, I actually can tell who actually supported me versus who didn't support me, and lurkers who are just watching me on the sideline, waiting to see if I will fail or if I will grow. And it's kind of funny because no matter what you do and no matter what stage you are, even if you're silent, somebody is always going to doubt you, or they're going to say, how did you manage to do that? Like, it's kind of like a disgusting thing about humans that we just want downfall in others, and I don't know why. And I mean, not all people are always like that. There's definitely genuine people that really would love to support you throughout the whole thing, but I've definitely met people who want your downfall. And you know what? Sometimes when people just don't support your goals, it's okay. It's okay that they don't support what you're going to be going through or how you're going to do this, right? You just have to kind of focus on yourself and be the biggest cheerleader for you. And another uncomfortable truth is that you should stop playing the victim. I hate when people play the victim. It's such a disgusting trait, to be honest. It's like not even a personality that I am comfortable with. And if you play the victim and you play it as if that the whole world is against you and that there's always an excuse that you're never gonna be at that level that you want, and you want people to pity you, like, you need to stop. Like, I don't understand like what goes through people's heads when they are playing that type of role as a person. Like, it doesn't make sense to me. You want to hear something that I love? Email marketing. So if you are looking for an easy and beautiful way to connect with your clients and grow your business, I have something amazing for you today. I've been using Flotus for all my email marketing, and let me tell you, it's been a game changer. Flotus makes it super simple to create stunning emails that really stand out in your customers' inboxes. No tech skills are needed, just drag, drop, and you're ready to go. Whether you're sending out newsletters, promotions, or keeping in touch with your clients, Flotus has you covered. And the best part, I've got an exclusive offer for you. When you sign up using my code, you'll get 50% off your first year. That's right, you can start sending beautiful emails for half the price. Just click on the link down below and enter the code and watch your business take off. And again, I'm not kidding you that email marketing is like a really good way for you to actually connect with your clients, especially your existing clients, on a personal level. And they love to be a part of your life, not just who you are and what you do, but they want to know like the behind the scenes, or like what you are doing, or maybe like what you're doing for the weekend before your promotions. And I think it's just like another fun way to really kind of put yourself out there on a different level versus your other competitors who don't do email marketing. But moving on to uncomfortable truths, it's that you cannot control everything. And I remember there was this one thing my old manager used to do. I was like, and it was kind of devastating because I was like in a really bad state for some reason, and I just kept bawling my eyes out during work because I just had zero control of what was happening around me. But anyways, he told me a really good example of like you imagine like a target, and inside the target, your goal is to, let's say, go to work early, and that's in the middle of your target. And when you want to reach to that goal, you create the circle around you of whatever's in your control. So internally, like, you can control the time that you wake up, you can control when you put on the alarm, you can control when you sleep, right? And then there's the external factors, and the external factors is that you cannot control these certain things. For example, it would be like the traffic that's going to be happening, or maybe a car accident that causes the traffic, or maybe, your phone suddenly died out of nowhere because the power outage like last night didn't charge your phone. And the basic thing that he was really teaching me was like, you don't need to put your energy on things that you cannot control, because you know what? All you can do is kind of move on. So maybe next time, to reach my goal, I can probably do this versus spending my energy on the things that I cannot control. And that really gave me a good lesson for myself, because like I remember I was just focusing on things that like wasn't in my control, but I tried to make everything around me at work in my control, and it wasn't working, and I didn't know why. And it's because I was so focused on the things that was kind of out of my area. And this kind of just applies to everything else in life too. Like, you kind of just need to go with the flow and let the world guide you where you need to go, because at the end of the day, it'll actually bring you more peace, and I think it'll allow you to adapt better as a person. And another uncomfortable truth is that you can't be everything to everybody. So again, stop being a people pleaser. Or, you know, my favorite, it's gonna be stop being a copycat. And what I mean by a copycat is like, I guess this is another way of people pleasing, but I've seen people who will change their whole persona just for them to be liked by that person. It's so sad to hear, but like, there are people like that, and I don't know why they need to be somebody else that you don't need to be, you know? Like, being your true self is just so much more powerful and so much more embracing to like be around with somebody. And I think that's why there's always just like a community out there maybe that can cater to you. Like, if you want to join a book club, you can definitely join a book club and maybe surround yourself with people who have things in common with you. Or if you want to learn something, you can go take a small lecture or class, and then you can also meet people that way. There isn't a need to be everything for everyone. Like, you don't need to copy a certain lifestyle just so because this person really loves, I don't know, let's say, I'm having a brain fart right now. Okay, so I think I have an idea. It's like, you know, if somebody has more of like a luxury life, like, and you honestly just don't have the means for it, but you want to be in that life, you don't really need to. Like, your friend will be your friend if they want to be. And if they don't choose to stay, then they don't need to stay in your life. You can find other people that works way better than you and who can accommodate their time and their self towards you. Ooh, okay, I'm gonna wrap this up with 2 more, but another uncomfortable truth is your comfort zones are super dangerous, and I definitely feel like this one is targeted on me. If you haven't seen my last video, it's about being in your soft girl era for 2025. And I did explain a little bit in the beginning of the video that I have been in my soft girl era for a good like 8-9 months, right? Like, I've been comfortable, I've been doing really decent in my business. And I know this is kind of like business related, but it's also on a personal level, because I am definitely in my comfort zone while being in the soft girl era. And it's a little dangerous because when you're in your comfort zone during your business, there's actually less growth that you're actually doing, because you're not putting the risk of taking your business to the next level. So in the next few months, I really need to change something in my life that will get me out of this comfort zone. But don't get me wrong, I really love being a soft girl, and it's really something that I needed for myself, because for a good chunk of my life, like, I'm always hustling, I'm always grinding, I'm always just trying to survive. And this was like kind of like the first year and the first time where I've experienced, you know, a little bit of luxury in my life to have this moment. But I'm just saying, comfort zones are super dangerous, and don't stay in it for too long if you don't need to. And last but not least, on my uncomfortable truth is that nobody thinks about you as much as you think. I think that's like something that we all kind of go through with ourselves, because there's certain things that revolve around us and that we overthink too much, you know? Like, for example, you're putting out a statement on your story on Instagram, and it's getting a little heated, as you think, because you think it's a little too political or something just super out of your comfort zone, and people have already viewed your story and maybe they have an opinion. And maybe you're starting to overthink that, hey, like, maybe I should have never posted that, because it wasn't something you would normally do. But you know what? People only think like that for like a quick second, and maybe they'll put like an opinion, but at the end of the day, it'll be gone in like 5 seconds. So stop overthinking, because there are other things that other people are way more worried about in their lives than just what you are going through. And that's something that you need to kind of just figure it out on your own and not care about whatever you do. Sometimes you just have to move on, honestly, and that's okay. And you know what? Just try to be more confident. Yeah, nobody does think about me. But these are my uncomfortable truths, and I hope I don't offend anybody. But if you have an uncomfortable truth, or if you want to share anything that has maybe somebody said to you that wasn't something you wanted to hear, but you're glad to hear, leave a comment down below. But you can always like and subscribe. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye. That definitely wasn't scripted, and I feel more natural because it was just a title, and I've highlighted a few things that were a lot more me, because I feel like if I do too much scripting on my videos, it doesn't seem authentic to me. It's definitely not my voice when I'm saying certain things, and it feels like it's just somebody else in general. But I also think it's super intimidating that you are trying to speak in front of a camera, but putting yourself out there to the audience when nobody is there to hear it, you know? Or you're hoping somebody is there to hear it. And sometimes I'm just babbling, and sometimes babbling really helps me calm down and just be myself.